What's up, guys? So, you want a physique like these guys with extremely wide shoulders, well developed backs, good definition, strong arm size, and just overall very amazing physiques for men, right? I got you. I'll let you know everything about it. So, what are the key points to this physique? That's what we need to look into first. The key points of these physiques and what really separates these physiques from others is their emphasis on strong trap development, shoulder width, lat development, low body fat, strong arm size and definition, and good abdominal development and definition, right? So, when obtaining these physiques, naturally you're going to have to focus on these. You're going to want to focus your lats as your number one because that will be the number one muscle for creating your V-taper, your shoulders and your traps, and your arms. So, how do we necessarily focus these muscles? I got you. So for back, right, you want to mainly prioritize your lat wideness over your back thickness. Now, you do want back thickness to complement your back width, right? That's what's going to create that's the chair, that's like the bread to creating this wide look, right? So, what are your exercises going to be that's going to create this back? Got you. These characters, Miguel O'Hara and Toji, have very symmetrical upper and lower lats, full development across the whole entire thing, right? So, for your lower lats, what I can recommend is you do a seated cable roll where you have it and you pull it and you have it as low as possible. So you're kind of pulling it to your abs as opposed to some people who pull it to like their chest, right? Gonna pull like that and keep it locked into your sides. This is how you bias your lats, by keeping your elbows tucked to your sides and low as possible. Another good exercise for hitting your lats like that is dumbbell rows. Just doing single arm alternating dumbbell rows where you put one hand on the bench, you bend over, and you do it, and you tuck your elbows. You're going to do that, and you're going to focus on squeezing every rep. And this is going to hit your whole lats. Now, let's say you want to bias your lower lats, right? Because that's also pretty important here. You do something like an underhand grip pull down, where you're slightly bent over, and you lead with your elbows. And that's going to give you the back portion of these physiques. That is the first thing you need to look into because that is what is essentially creating these guys' physiques, is their back. It is their most notable feature. Next for them is the shoulder. Now, how do you get shoulders like this, right? For the shoulders, ideally what you want is you're going to want to put an emphasis on your lateral delts first because this is what's going to create the wideness of your shoulders. This is what makes their shoulders pop. So the number one thing and the only thing you need to do to get shoulders like these guys is lateral raises, right? You can either do them every other day or do them like twice a week. Just do 4 sets, do high reps, and this is the start of that shoulder look. Now, for the front of your shoulder and the back, which aren't as important but are still very important, for the front of your shoulder, just do a dumbbell shoulder press or a military press, and you'll hit your front of your shoulder. Amazing. For your back of your shoulder, you can do reverse flies on a bench to isolate your rear delts, or you can do face pulls or reverse pec deck. Whatever you do, just make sure your form is very good so you're hitting mostly your rear delt and not your trap. The next most important muscle is their arms. So they have good arm size with very good definition. So what exercises can you do to develop this arm size so that when you do get defined, they look good? Your basic curls, your tricep push downs, your hammer curls, and your forearms, which is more forearms, but your wrist curls, right? All of these are exercises you are going to need to develop your arms. Now, ideally, for these, you want to train it the same way you would train shoulders. Like, you want to get high reps, some good burn in there, and just bang them out. You hit your arms twice a week. and you just progressively overload, right? One thing I like doing is supersetting my arms, and this helps me get a fuck ton of blood, excuse my French, into my muscles, right? So you could try supersetting bicep curls with tricep pushdowns, or wrist curls with reverse wrist curls, or hammer curls with overhead dumbbell tricep extensions. Regardless, you need to hit your arms very good. So I recommend rep ranges of 10, supersets, like I said, and moderate rest times. And this will get you the arm development and definition you want, because that is very important. Now, the next thing for obtaining these physiques, and I'm just going to cover the rest of the shit here, is their slim waist, which is low body fat, their ab development, which is also low body fat. For abs, just do things like hanging leg raises, sit-ups, planks. And to get your body fat down so that your waist adequately slims down, just do cardio and eat in a caloric deficit. Also, developing your back and getting it wider will make your waist look smaller. That is another thing. So, the more you develop your back, the slimmer your waist looks. That you know the points of their physiques, the exercises to get these points of their physiques, a little bit on the eating, what creates the shape, most of the nitty gritty. How do you actually program your routine properly in a way that's going to actually make this work? Because you can't just go in and do back and shoulders and then expect to look like it. No, there's a certain way you have to program this, right? So, I do have my Arnold split routine, right? And that'll essentially forget you the physiques, because it has a arm and shoulder day. So one of your emphasis is put on the second points of their physique, right? So there's a day dedicated strictly to your arms and shoulders. Boom, that's the second part. And the first day of the routine is a chest and back day where I superset, right? Now, for the chest and back day, I would say keep the supersets so you're not in there for a while. But whereas I have my chest exercises first, you could try to switch it and do the back exercises first. Or you can change it to a 4-day split, right? And you can split up the chest and back. So you can have your first day where you dedicate all of your energy to your back, right? And then the chest, and then your leg and ab day, and then the arm and shoulder day, right? So for the back portion, right, what I would recommend is I'd recommend starting with some wide grip pull-ups to burn your back out and start your upper lats, right? They're a good warm-up. They pre-exhaust you. Boom, do that first. Next, I'd recommend doing something like a dumbbell row, because it's heavy and you need your energy for this exercise. You'll be perfectly warmed up, but you'll still have enough energy to really give your all, right? That will be your second back exercise. Your third could be a lat pull down if you want. So an underhand grip lat pull down for your lower lats works perfectly fine. And in my last exercise, you can either do a bent over barbell row or seated cable row. I find that seated cable row, when isolated, is like the best back exercise, and I love doing it last, right? So that's how you can program the back portion, right? And I have a picture up right now of what a sample back routine will look like, just as I explained, right? And for your arm and shoulder day, I should have it up too, just like this. Supersets, boom. 1 minute rest, follow this, right? And then your leg routine. So it should be, there's two ways, right, that I said you could do. You could either do chest and back on one day, your leg and abs on the next day, and your arms and shoulders. Or you could do back on your first day, chest on your second day, leg and abs on third, and your arms and shoulder on fourth. So you can either make it 3 days or 4 days. Either of those work. But for the people who are really trying to put all their emphasis into their back, it might be smarter just to do it like that, right? Where you have it as a 4-day split. Or maybe you don't have to do the 4-day split. Maybe you could do a 3-day split, and instead of doing the chest super exercises first, you could do the back exercises first, right? Here is a sample routine. This is what you're gonna need to get the Toji and Miguel O'Hara physique. making sure you put your emphasis on your arm and your shoulders, and you hit your abs on, and you do get good defined legs. Also, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but one of the most important parts is their traps, which is a part of their shoulders. For traps, you can just do face pulls, or you could do face pulls or shrugs. Simple as that. Boom, and you have it. But you'll also hit traps in a lot of your other back exercises. Now, another thing, you're going to need to essentially probably bulk for 1 to 2 years. And I made a video on how to bulk. But basically, you're just going to go to caloriecalculator.net, type in your stats, put in everything, calculate it, get your maintenance weight, eat 200 to 500 above that. For most people, it should be 1 to 3 years, right, that you do in this bulk. And then you're going to cut. You're going to do the exact opposite of a bulk. Do all the same steps, but once you get your maintenance weight, eat 200 to 300 below it. After you've bulked for an adequate enough time for you to have developed the shape. And you'll know it once your shoulders get rounded, your traps get pronounced, your back is wide, your arm gets those separation. That is when you cut. And by that point, that is really what you need. You just do that, and you're going to have the physique. And you could just keep doing that over and over, bulking for a couple months and cutting. If you want a more advanced version of these physiques, you just keep doing it. And yeah, that's really all it takes. It's just a matter of following the routine, bulking for a couple of months, cutting down once you develop the shape, and boom, that's all you have to do, while you put emphasis on these important muscle groups. So yeah, if there's any other physiques you'd want me to do, let me know. I'll probably do the Baki physique one, which is going to be kind of similar to this, but I'll go more in depth on bulking there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye. One last thing into getting these physiques is, if you guys might know, but these guys have long muscles, long, lean, limber looks to their physiques. And even if you're a short, stubby person, you can get this look by 1, leaning down, and 2, stretching. So basically, to shorten it down as condensed as possible, stretching lengthens your muscle over time when done correctly. You want to do it at least 10 minutes a day and hold each stretch for 30 seconds. These little things called sarcomeres in your muscle basically stretch temporarily, but if you stay consistent, it eventually becomes permanent, and a lot of people get like an inch or 2 taller from it. And over time, you will notice your muscles, your arms, your back, everything looks a little longer and slimmer. So this is an extra tip for those who stayed till the end. If you want to help get that longer, leaner look and help slim your waist down too, do stretches that target your lower back, your wakes, your obliques, your arms, your upper back, your legs. And this will help you obtain the shape just a little more, just that final bit, just for those who stayed to the end. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.